Hey guys, it's your girl Asia, aka Geek XX Chic, and we're back with another reaction to The Walking Dead, and we're now into episode 21, which is called Diverged. And now it looks like we are back to Alexandria based on the little preview that we had here. And the last time we saw anything to do with that group, it was the Carol and Daryl experience. Basically, we learned more about Daryl's backstory, but we also saw that him and Carol had probably their first major fight ever. And Daryl let out a lot of stuff he's clearly been holding on to for a long time as far as Carol's behaviors, particularly in the last couple of seasons, because it's definitely been more erratic than it was in the past. But he said what needed to be said, and Carol apparently is looking to... It looks like she's got one foot out the door again. That's kind of where we left things. Things in Alexandria are not great. The Horde destroyed a lot of what they had there. There's no food, there's no supplies. So it's not the greatest situation with, you know, Maggie's new people and the old group that we are used to. So it's going to be interesting times, and I'm very interested to see how we're going to go forward and what the plans are and who's going to be in charge now that Maggie is back. So without further ado, let's get into this episode. But before we do, you know the drill. If you have been here before and you like what you see, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button. That way you can be notified when I do more reactions to this show, as well as a lot of the other type of nerdy, kind of geeky, comic, whatever type of shows that I like to do here. If you're interested, join the fam. It's a lot of fun here, and we would love to have you. All right, that out of the way, guys. Let's get into the episode right about now. Y'all speaking again now or what?
You want to ride? The bike's just a little further.
Okay.
Dog's like, I don't want any part of this weird energy going on right now.
Hey,
You don't have to apologize.
He wasn't gonna, I hope.
I was just gonna say good luck.
Thank you. He's like, I'm not sorry, girl. I told the truth. Ooh, you see the two paths? I see what you did there, Walking Dead. Dog's like, oh, he chose Carol. Dog's become a bougie city dog now. He don't want to be out in the bush no more. He like, I've been someplace where they feed me and pet me and stuff.
For the record, I didn't need an apology for
But you wanted one, girl, even though it wasn't warranted.
Hey, dude.
Thank you.
You see, there's already got a crew working on the guard.
I don't know. I thought I'd try to get the same out of it, make a nice little...
Jerry's like, okay.
Somebody left. Great. Sure, I can whip up something from what I found.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carol is a good cook.
And we had to throw out a bunch of grain.
What's that?
Rats.
Is there any good news, Jerry? Anything,
Anything else?
right?
What are you gonna make?
Did you ever hear the story of Stone Soup?
Jerry's like, can I please get back to work, woman?
We tried his world famous Stone Soup. But before that, he tells one person.
Jerry pretending to care. Ew.
Somebody saved.
Jerry's like, I'm not hungry no more. Oh wow, things are still awkward, Carol. It's gonna take some time, girl. You're just gonna have to suck it up. Well, you're not gonna be able to fix that out here. You didn't give Daryl his knife back? Oh man, we didn't need to add that. Probably trampled and walked Gus and everything. Why is Dog throwing a tantrum right now?
No, bad dog. Bad dog. Go.
He's like, but there's food in here.
Series, go.
Dog's like, Daryl never yells at me. Barely talks to me. Oh, she's making a rat trap. I get it now. Apocalypse Carol is next level, y'all.
See you later, asshole.
The mouse was just trying to live its life, you know. Can't even just pick some roots in peace.
I think I can't take you myself.
Who are you talking to?
First, you, and you, and you, and you.
Okay, calm down, John Wick. Jeez. Carol taking out her frustration with Daryl on these walkers. You know, this soup is becoming less and less enticing. I just don't think it's a good idea anymore. Oh, well, I spoke too soon. Maybe he will be able to fix the bike out here. How convenient that a car with all the parts he probably needs is right there. That's right, he's got his eye on you. Ain't stealing my stuff. Daryl, I feel like you are being entirely too careless. Oh, no.
Stop moving.
Okay, he's gonna listen. Mr. Dixon, this was not a smart idea. And then you taunt him.
Nothing? Got some nettles and dandelion greens. Tasty and nutritious.
You're okay?
Oh yeah, back to it.
She's like, weed gathering be dangerous these days, my friend. Ma'am, just wash your hands before you touch those vegetables. 20 seconds. What you looking for, bruh? Oh, your knife. Yeah, Carol didn't give that back. Please don't cut yourself, Daryl. Please don't cut yourself, Daryl. That thing's sure to give you tetanus.
Know if you need anything.
I mean, she's got it now. You made it pretty clear in the beginning she had to figure it out for herself, so that's what she's doing. What are you doing? What are you doing, Jerry? The way he just keeps looking at her like, you think she gonna snap or something? Meanwhile. Oh, you're looking for a knife. Let me guess, one of these guys is just gonna happen to have a knife. Of course. Seriously? What are you doing? You just taking them on a walk there? Get a little cardio in for the walkers? How did you fall like this? You're gonna have to get up close and personal. Of course, of course, of course. Where'd all the other walkers go? Oh, look at him and Carol being on the same page. My guy's like, you stole my friend's knife, I'm coming for you. How dare you steal from the US military? Are you suddenly just gonna come across a truck that's full of groceries on your way home? I'm just wondering, because things are working out really well. Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Well, if you're a good boy, I'll save you some scraps.
Oh, he's drooling, no! Poor puppy. Y'all gonna catch that rat that's gonna be the meat in this soup? Really, Carol? My girl slaughtered a field full of the dead and one rat. She's like, ow! Dog's like, you can handle this. Last time I tried to help, you yelled at me. Just watching her. Dog looking at her like, girl, you making way more a mess than I ever did in this house. Laugh at her, dog. Laugh at her.
Aren't you friends now? It's because I yelled at you earlier?
Very much so. Dog's got attitude. The way he just went up there like, this is my bed.
Oh,
And I'm letting you sleep in it.
he always comes back. I don't, though. You are.
Oh, look who's doing some self-reflection.
Just get out of everybody's hair.
That's the easy way out, Carol.
Good.
You could, but you shouldn't. No, I'm not about to lick it in the face. Mm-mm. Dogs are so annoying. Oh, do we want to know what's behind this wall? I don't think we do. No, Carol. Watch, it's just an infestation of rats. Don't do it, Carol. I know what you're thinking. Don't do it. And also, people might be trying to sleep, girl. Wow. Midnight demolition. Everybody's snapping this season. The hell? Feel better now? The dog's like, girl, you alright? I'd laugh so hard if the rat came out and bit her on the butt right now. Yeah, dog's like, I'm gonna just lay down right here, okay? You just chill and relax. I mean, I'm not against a remodel, Carol, just maybe not in the middle of the night next time. Just pull it all the way down.
Yesterday, this is my best day.
We can tell, Carol. Look at you right now, girl.
Maybe I don't need to say. Maybe I just need to fix what I broke.
Here's one.
Deep.
That's a sign for that too. You just don't know what it is.
What did you say?
Yeah. Hug. That's what I was like. Just give her a hug. This damn...
Soup's almost ready.
I wouldn't recommend it. I'm pretty sure it's got some Walker guts and rat droppings in it, but... He's like, you left me with Carol, and then she lost her mind, and she yelled at me, and then she broke the wall.
Gonna be, I'm gonna hit the sack, right?
Please shower first. Dog's like, I will happily go with you. I will never leave you again. She's expecting an apology. He ain't giving it. Ah, interesting episode. Well, guys, that one was called Diverged, and quite literal definition of that. Carol and Daryl, who, well, I shouldn't say always, but pretty much since I'd say season 2, season 3, the two of them have been pretty tight. You know, you think about their origins, they came together over a shared experience of having abusive people in their lives. You know, Carol, her late husband, and Daryl, his older brother Merle, and they just kind of, you know, bonded over the years and kind of have this really interesting dynamic in their relationship. It's kind of fraternal, and it's also kind of, you know, mother-sonish, but also best friendy. And I know there's some people out there who think there's romantic vibes. Personally, I don't see that, but yeah, it's a very interesting dynamic between the two of them. And I think the underlying thing is that there is a lot of love. Like, they do care a lot about each other, and I think they both get each other in a way that a lot of other people don't. And I think with Daryl in particular, when it comes to Carol, like, he's known Carol since she was the person we were introduced to at the beginning of the show. You know, the timid, barely speaking up, you know, just shrinking under her husband's shadow person that she was. And then, of course, after she lost Sophia, she really had to change and adapt to this world in a way that we probably never would have seen back in season 1. So I think that's one of the reasons why Carol feels such a special connection to Daryl. As we saw in the last episode that they had together, they had that big fight. But as I said, I think that was something that was a long time coming. Daryl has had some feelings about Carol's behavior in the last little while, and they were all valid. Like, Carol has been very selfish about the way she's handled things, and she had her reasons. It's not to say she was just being a jerk or anything. The great thing with the characters in The Walking Dead is there's often a lot of things that lead up to why they act the way that they do. And with Carol, it wasn't all selfish intention. Sadly, a lot of it was just, you know, her way of dealing with things, and the pain and the grief that she's experienced, and losing all these children figures in her life. Like, she's just had a lot of trauma, and, you know, she's kind of trying to protect herself in some ways, but she's shutting a lot of people out in other ways. And, like, you know, as I said, in that argument, Daryl articulated himself, first of all, for the first time ever, because Daryl doesn't talk a lot, but he did articulate himself well in why he was frustrated with Carol. You know, he loves her. He will always love her, but she deserved what she heard. Like, everything he said to her was the truth, which is why in that scene before they split paths, they diverged, if you will. He didn't apologize. Like, she thought he would apologize, and he was like, no, like, I wasn't going to apologize because I didn't say anything wrong. I told you my truth. And so I think that, you know, this little break between the two of them is not a bad thing, just in the sense of Carol, I think, needs this wake-up call in the sense of her overall behavior. Like, I'm not talking about what she did with Alpha and stuff. Like, she did what she thought she needed to do, and in the end, it got rid of Alpha, which we needed. Like, you know, her plan did work, but the side effects, the ramifications, the consequences of it all they're there. They were huge. And I think in her mind, she somewhat knew those could potentially be the consequences that would come out of it. But I don't think she realized just how severe they would be. Yeah, like I think part of her felt like she'd be able to handle whatever came out of that situation as long as she had Daryl, who's kind of been her steadfast person through everything. Like in the past, Daryl has seen her do some stupid stuff and he's basically just shrugged it off, as it were. And I think she expected the exact same thing here. But as I said, Daryl let her know that it ain't going to be that way anymore. And so I'm glad that that happened. And I think she needed that space from Daryl and that security blanket kind of pulled out from her for her to finally do a little bit of self-reflection and realize that, like when she had her little conversation, her heart-to-heart with Dog, that, you know, I do take off, don't I? Like, I do run away instead of dealing with what I'm supposed to. Like, ever since pretty much the prison, when she killed those people who had the illness rather than try to see if they could, you know, heal them or whatever, she's basically run away from situations that get difficult, or when she makes a decision that she knows is something that was more for her mental comfort than it was for anything else. So, you know, I think it's a good thing. Anything that helps people to reflect and potentially do better is always a good thing. And even though, obviously, as I said, we know this isn't going to be forever, those two care about each other a lot, they'll figure out a way back to each other. But I do think that this separation right now is good for her because she is reflecting on her behavior and the decision she's made. And I think finally starting to understand why it's so wrong, because she was still justifying right up until that episode. She was still justifying her actions, just saying, I did what had to be done and I'd do it again. It's like, girl, would you? Maybe now she'll realize that she needs to really trust people and be more understanding and open to letting them in. And I understand why she's afraid of that. Like I said, she's been through her share of trauma, but if Daryl can do it, of all people, she should be able to do it as well. So yeah, very interesting note in the whole situation with her trying to figure out where she fits in Alexandria right now, because there are still some people who are salty with her. Jerry was a great addition. He was very much just, I hate to use the word, but he was very extraneous in this episode, but it was nice to see him. And I love that in the end, he gave Carol what she really needed, which was just kind of a hug and just to be like, look, we love you, Carol. Like, no one outside of maybe some people who don't really know Carol, like, everyone still loves Carol. They're just mad at her, and they're going to be mad at her for a while until she does her round of apologies and acknowledges that what she did was not perfect and that there were consequences that hurt some people. So that's really what it comes down to. And I love that, you know, she said to Jerry at the end, you know, sometimes there is an expression to fix it. Sometimes you just got to stay and fix what you broke. Not much about Daryl, to be perfectly honest. I don't even know. Like, I feel like his stuff was just, I don't really know, to be honest. I'm not really sure what the purpose of showing him on his own was. Like, we already know Daryl is very resourceful and he's used to being on his own and he's good at it. Like, I don't know. I'm assuming that they were trying to show that the two of them were a bit lost with each other, but I don't know. So we didn't get any more insights into Daryl. We didn't get anything that showed us more of Daryl than we already know. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just, maybe this is all preamble to help set up for their spinoff, but I just, yeah, like I said, out of this, Carol stuff made some sense, but I really don't know what the point of Daryl stuff was, to be honest. So yeah, that's pretty much for this episode. I don't really know that this did anything to move our plot forward in any way. I don't think it did. I feel that this is probably the first real filler episode we got. Yeah, I mean, I love watching Carol. I love watching Daryl, so it wasn't that it wasn't entertaining. I just don't think that this was an episode that served any other purpose besides getting paid. So anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. What did you guys think of the episode? Did I miss something? Was there something else that you maybe picked up out of the episode? Please let me know in the comments below. You know I love reading them and getting involved in that conversation with you. And if you like this video, please go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to see more from this geeky face, please click subscribe. Until next time,